Hi everyone, Flora here, and today I just wanted to do an update on all the things that have been going on in my life and why I haven't done a whole lot of videos over the last probably 6 to 7 weeks. So, as you all know, I've been on vacation. Well, I was on vacation the last 2 weeks of December and the first week of January, and then my youngest son joined boot camp. He joined the Marine Corps. Hi, Brandy. He joined the Marine Corps, and so his original ship date was supposed to be February 12th, but they moved it up to January 15th and 16th. So the second week of January was pretty much just hanging out with him. Hi, Betty. And just having some good quality family time. And then he left on the 16th. Hi, Val. And then I proceeded to get the flu. So, I was pretty much in bed for like 4 or 5 days. And I'm now finally 100%. Yesterday I was about 98%. Today I'm like legit 100% feeling fabulous. I have not gotten the flu in... I can't even remember the last time. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Tara. Yeah, and so that knocked me on my ass. But the good thing was I like binge watched from season 1 all the way through season 7 of Game of Thrones. Oh my gosh, I can't believe. The thing about Jon Snow kind of pisses me off because I'm like, really? Anyway, hi, Julie. Hi, Christy. Hi, Susan. So anyway, yeah, so that's what's been going on. I did manage to launch a program called 30 Days, 30 Ways How to Rapidly Grow Your Business in Just 10 Minutes a Day. And we're currently on day 14 for that, and it's really epic. It's so amazing. Oh, so good. So what else has been going on? Like I said, this is just kind of more of an update. Betty, I know I'm not going to say any spoilers, but I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I was kind of pissed. I'm like, what? I mean, it's a good thing, but then it's not a good thing. I'm just like, ugh. Anyway, those of you who have seen Game of Thrones know, but I was like, what the hell? Yeah. Anyway, there's like 4 or 5 different plot twists in the last episode of season 7, and I'm going, oh my goodness. Anyway, so what else do I have going on? So I was on vacation, and then hung out with my kids, and then my son went to boot camp, and then I got sick, and now I am getting back into the swing of things. And my word for the year, like I said, this is kind of a random-ish video, just kind of giving you updates and whatever, but my word for the year, I was going to have it be refine, but I'm changing it to trust. I'm changing it to trust because this year I've really just had to trust spirit, like literally more than I've ever had to trust spirit in my entire life, you know? And so I still want to keep refine as kind of a sub word for the year, but my true word for this year is just trust and embodying the whole essence of trust. And so yeah, so anyway, so a couple days ago, my other son and I, my oldest son, who's still here, we like totally cleaned the whole house. We decluttered it. We got, like a whole trunk full and a back seat full of stuff that we no longer need and love and use. And before my son went to boot camp, we got rid of, I think, 4 or 5 bags of stuff from his space. So good. And so that, you know, when you go through transitions in your life, because this has been a huge transition for our family to have my son here and then all of a sudden he's not here. It's been kind of weird because he's very much like me. We're very like, hello world. We live out loud, you know what I mean? And even though I am an introvert, I'm an outgoing introvert. And so there are times when I can be very, you know, loud energetically. But it's been very strange, and so it's no surprise that I got the flu right after he left. Like literally he left on Tuesday, and then Wednesday afternoon about 1 it hit me, and then I had to cancel all my stuff on Thursday, and literally I slept for 24 hours straight Thursday about 11 or 12 all the way through Friday about 1 o'clock, and I was like, oh my gosh. So, but you know, that transitional space is huge, because you really learn to trust yourself, you learn to trust your intuition, you learn to trust that the higher purpose of things, you know. And like I said, I can't remember the last time I got the flu. And you know, a lot of people ask me, well, how, because I run a business and I'm a mom and all these other things, and they're just like, well, how do you navigate your life when the unexpected happens? And it's really about just really trusting in your inner knowing. You really trust in your intuition. And so when you let yourself start to tap into your intuition, and you let yourself start to trust your inner knowing, excuse me, I have a teeny bit of a cough left. Every once in a while it will pop up. But when you really start to trust your inner knowing, what happens is things just start to fall in place, and like they're supposed to, okay? And the cool thing was, like I said, you know, I launched my 30 Days, 30 Ways program from, I think we started the launch on, well, yeah, we started the launch on the 10th of January. I did a free lunch and learn, and then it started on January 17th. Now, normally I'm all up in Facebook. I'm doing all these different videos to share with you about this, but I literally was just guided to post stuff on Instagram, and I think I posted a couple things here on Facebook, but because I'm actually very active on my Instagram page. But the people that are in that program are absolutely meant to be in that program. It's just so perfect. And it was a smaller launch, and it's what I like to call a soft launch, where there's like no launch plan. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to put a couple things out there and let people know that I'm doing a new program. But I know that I'm going to be offering it again in the future. But the cool thing is, this is going to be an evergreen program. It's going to be a program that's going to be around forever, and it's part of the Mastermind Mafia, which is part of the Institute. So if you join, you get all access to the whole thing instantly. You don't have to wait for each day to be posted. But anyway, so I say all that to say this is, you know, we can have a plan in our mind. We can have a plan about how we want things to happen in our life. And then Spirit's like, that's funny, okay, but you know what? I have a different plan for you. And then you really have to go, all right, and then you just got to go with the flow and go with what Spirit is telling you. And so, you know, one of the easiest ways for you to get, excuse me, like I said, I still have just a teeny bit of a cough left. But like I said, one of the easiest ways to navigate transition is to go with what you're being guided to do. And, you know, the week before, like literally on January, I think it was January 1st or maybe December 30th or 31st, we found out that my son's ship date was moved up 30 days. It was moved from February 12th to January 15th and 16th. And so all of us kind of not really went into panic mode, but we were like, oh my gosh, we only have like 2 weeks left to hang out with you. We said this to my son, and even my son was like, oh shit, I don't know if I'm ready for this, you know, because he was expecting more time to kind of psych himself up, because it's boot camp, it's Marine Corps boot camp, you know, even though I've been there, done that, you know, I was in, you know, 25 years ago. Granted, it's still Marine Corps boot camp, but he was kind of like, oh shit, you know. And so I was like, well, crap, because I have to work on the 8th, and I love what I do. However, I love my family more, you know, because they're my family, they're my blood, you know. And so I was really torn, and I'm just like, you know what? The second week of January, I'm going to spend with, you know, Chase, and I'm going to do the bare minimum for work. Bare minimum, like I would work maybe 2 or 3 hours. I worked maybe 2 or 3 hours on Monday, and then about 2 or 3 hours on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, I didn't work at all. Well, actually, a couple of the days I took off like the middle of the day, and then whenever he was watching TV, then I went and just kind of, you know, checked email or whatever. But I literally did the bare minimum, because again, like I said, I was launching a program. So, and then, you know, he left, and then I started to feel a little bit energetically drained and exhausted. And then, like I said, Wednesday about 1 o'clock, I started sneezing, and I started feeling like crap, and I'm like, oh shit. And I was like, damn it, I've got work. And I'm just like, no, I need to rest. And I knew I needed to rest. I knew I needed to just unplug. And then Thursday morning I woke up and I had a live group reading call. I had like actually I had a live group reading, and then I had another training call, and then I had 4 client sessions that afternoon. And I was, like speaking with my assistant, and I'm like, I've got a fever. I can't, I'm just like, ugh. And she goes, just cancel everything. And I'm like, but I don't do that. I don't do that. And she's like, but you can. And I'm like, I can. Yes. But, because like I said, I never, ever, ever get sick. And it was so challenging for me to actually cancel things that I do for my work because I love what I do so much. And I had to put my own needs first. I had to put my own health and my own well-being first. And so I just emailed everybody. I'm like, I got the flu and we're going to have to reschedule. And I crawled in bed and was literally sleeping for 24 hours straight. And so it's not easy. But when you give yourself permission to put yourself first, when you give yourself permission to go with your intuition and go with your gut feeling, or that little inner knowing that you're like, yeah, I really need to do this. Then what happens is when you finally get back into the swing of things, shit just happens fast. And the reason why I say that is because when I started feeling better and I was guided to work again, I literally got a week's worth of stuff done in one day. And I'm going, what? Are you kidding me? So I was like, rock on. And so that was when I changed my word for the year from refine to trust. So what I want you to do today is I want you to think about your life right now. Think about what is going on. Like I was on Facebook last night, and there was a little post that said, it feels like January 74th. Because January feels like it's been very, very long for a lot of us. And so I want you to think about, how has your experience been so far this January, so far this year, okay? And I want you to think about the word that you chose for this year, and does it still fit? Is it still in alignment? I know a lot of people have actually changed their words. Several of my coaching clients have changed their words because they're like, yeah, I'm just not really feeling that anymore. This really feels more true for me in my life. And so today I want to challenge you in thinking about what your word for the year is. And does that still resonate with you? Are you still in alignment with that word? And also, are you trusting your intuition as much as you should? As much as you really want to, okay? Because when you start to trust your intuition and you start to go with and follow your intuition, that's when you can start to take those baby steps that work perfectly for you. Like literally you're going, oh my God, I can't believe how well this worked. This is freaking crazy. Crazy. And I hear that all the time from the people in my psychic development program, from the people that have taken my Intuition 101 class. They're like, oh my God, Flora, I've got to tell you what happens. And I get emails like this all the time about just crazy, amazing, crazy cool stuff that happens when people start to follow their intuition. And it's not hard. You literally just have to say, what's the next step? All right, peeps, what's the next step? And you're going to get an answer. You're going to get that tiny little nudge. You're going to get that tiny little knowing of, hey, why didn't you call this person? Or, hey, why didn't you do this? Or, hey, why don't you go back to bed? Or whatever. But give yourself permission to just say, okay, what's the next step? What's the next step? What do I really want? And just go with what you're feeling. Go with what you're being guided. And I always say being guided, but that's how I'm guided, is because I just let my intuition, that inner GPS, say, okay, turn right, turn left, do this, do that, don't do this, pull back, move forward, okay? So that's what I want you to do today. I want you to kind of look at your word for the year. Look at what's been going on. Does it still resonate with you? Because I know all of us usually vibe in the same frequency anyway. And then ask yourself, okay, so now that I know I'm really solid in the word that I chose for this year, am I using my intuition? Am I using my intuition to get what I really want, or to move in the direction that I really feel is the best for me? Because it's easy for us to let life kind of plow us over. And it's easy for us to think, well, I have to do this. I've got a to-do list, and I've got to do this, and I got to do this, and I got to do this, and I got to do this. Then before you know it, you're exhausted at the end of the day, and you feel like, oh shit, well, there's always tomorrow. And then you have that repeat. It's almost like that Groundhog Day where you've got the repeat over and over and over and over. And then before you know it, it's a year, and you're like, well, what the hell? I didn't even get anything done that I really wanted to get done. What happened? Well, you were, too stuck in your to-do list and too stuck in your mindset of, I have to do this. I mean, because like I said, my plan was to take 3 weeks vacation and then start hitting the ground running and just, work and work. Well, all of a sudden, hello, plot twist. My son's ship date got moved, then I got sick, and then I was like, okay, now what do I do? Well, I went with the flow. I gave myself permission to trust my own intuition, do what I was guided to do, and I knew that whenever I felt better, things were going to start to fall into place. And that's what happened. So today, really, also ask yourself, do you trust yourself enough to move in the direction that you're being guided to move in, and that you believe in your own intuition enough to do it? That's a really big one. So I know we've got some comments here. Brandy said, girl, come back to Tulsa and let's work together. I miss your face. And we just settled for coffee. Yes, I know. I would love to get back. Hopefully this summer. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to be out in San Diego in April. And yeah, I'm really pumped about that. Betty says, I haven't watched the last 2 seasons. Oh my gosh, Betty, you have to watch the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. It's just crazy. I gave 49.5 pounds of cat food to the food bank yesterday. Oh, I'm so sad that your kitty is gone. Woo. Susan says, when my son went to boot camp, I had a sore throat for 3 weeks, and later I found out he did too. Oh, that's sad. Yes, we're very connected with our kids. Hi, Carol. Hi, Pamela. Woohoo! Kelly says, hi, Flora. I've been sick too. It's been a tough January. You have to put yourself first. Yes, absolutely. Tonette says, I give myself permission too much to do what you want. Yes. I don't think that's too much. I think that that's perfect, because when you actually are in flow and you go with the flow, life's just fun. It's easier. It's so easy. Like literally, I have an easy button. Like I have this out all the time, and I use it all the time because life's easy if you let it be. Life is easy if you go with the flow and you trust your intuition and you trust your gut. Spirit wants you to have a thriving life. Spirit wants you to have a life that's fun and in flow. Spirit doesn't want you to suffer and have it suck. It sucks because we're trying to kind of put our own will in what's going on, and we try to think our way into what we really think we need to do, instead of just saying, okay, what's my higher purpose, and what's the easiest way to get there, and how can I stay in flow? What's the next thing that I can do? And when you stay in flow, that's when everything just really starts to, well, flow. All right, everyone, I love you all so much. If you haven't gotten your free gift, I have a couple free gifts, but I'm going to offer you one today, called Finish Your Year Strong. I know it's January, but I want you to think about this time next year. What do you want to accomplish? This time next month, okay, so the end of, so let's just say, what day is it today? So February 28th. What do you want to accomplish by the end of February? So I want you to click the link, grab the Finish Your Year Strong download. What this is it helps you figure out one goal and break that one goal down into 4 steps, and then break those 4 steps down into little baby steps that you can do easily and almost effortlessly. So if you haven't gotten your free gift yet, click the link, grab your free gift. Also share this video, or comment or like, or give it a thumbs up, whatever it is here on Facebook. I think it's give it a thumbs up. I've been kind of out of the mix, like I said, for about 6 weeks. So I will be back here tomorrow. And I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Tonette. I love you too. Bye.